preseason scrimmages go, and where did you see enough to feel confident, comfortable? Your thoughts?
Never enough to feel comfortable. We had 2 scrimmages. We scrimmaged Carolina, North Carolina, I forget, a couple weeks ago, and then James Madison last weekend. They were both very productive. So as you guys know, I prefer doing scrimmages as opposed to doing an exhibition game because you can control it. I can go to Roy Williams and say, hey, press us for the next 2 quarters. And he can say, hey, can you play us a 1-3-1? But coach, I haven't put in a 1-3-1. Can you try it in? So we can work on things that we want each guy to be exposed to, get reps on. And they both were very, very productive as far as learning goes and getting reps.
I'm excited for you to get out there with live bullets now and get going on games to count.
I'm very excited. I mean, this is an exciting time of year. I've said this before, especially with this group. I'm anxious to get going with the new group. I think they're anxious, excited, nervous, everything that comes along with the start of the season, with being able to play games. So we're ready to get going.
How versatile do you feel like the guys are? Nate was talking about it. You have lots of guys who can guard more than one position, play more than one position. Is this different than, how different is it than what you had?
It's much different. It's significantly different than where we've been the last couple of years. In that regard, we have multiple people that can just be on the court, as Nate indicated, can offensively and defensively can guard, can play different positions, can do different things. So it's a lot more options in terms of lineup, I think, than I've had the last couple of years.
Immediately, you said things weren't set in stone as far as your lineup goes. Have things solidified over the course of practice and scrimmage time?
No, and I say that to say it's. I think we're going to have a lot of different. I guess piggybacking off of the previous answer, a lot of different groups out there at different times. If you're asking who's going to be the first 5 out there, probably still be the group from last year, which is Jason Markell, Hollis, Henry, and Nate. But maybe more so than any team I've had who trots out there when the score is 0-0, 40 minutes is not going to be that important. We're going to have different groups throughout the course of the season, the game. And it may change as the year goes on, but right now.
Nate said that the overall emphasis of the preseason has been defense. Is he talking X's and O's? Is he talking intensity, tenacity, just focus?
All those things come under that heading.
Okay.
So all the above. Just as I think we will grow into. We'll be a versatile team. Defense. Most when we talk about versatility, most people think offensively. I think we're going to be able to be versatile defensively also. So, but everything that comes along with defending, I think we really have to. I like when we make the opposition take tough contested shots, and we haven't been as good as that the last couple of years as what I'm used to, what I want to be, and so we're trying to just put a premium on that. And it's harder, not harder, but with a young group.
Yeah.
Just the attention to detail,
Sure.
the understanding of what you want, and the understanding of what all freshmen are going through to varying degrees. And because of the China trip, we may be a little farther down the road. It's just how hard it is, how hard each possession is, and how you have to be good. You can't be good for one possession and not be good for you.
So you're saying it's going to be more complex? Like you're going to throw out? I mean, they're going to be like
nope, whatever you're going to say. Nope, not saying that.
Okay.
I'm not saying anything about strategy.
From a coaching standpoint, when not a lot is expected out of your team from the pundits, if you will.
You knew I was going to say.
Does that make it easier, harder? Is it more of a challenge for you?
I don't think that. I don't know. I don't think that makes it harder or easier or more of a challenge. I think that regardless of what the pundits, your word, say for the good, bad, the ugly, we have expectations of ourselves, and we have a way in which we want to go about things, and so you try not to pay attention to those things, but we try to set a standard for how we want to do things.
Basically, don't let the outside forces dictate what you do.
No, not at all.
Markel Starks, when I asked him about Jason Clark, said, he kind of looked at me, considered the question presented. You said, you're going to see a different Jason Clark this year. What was he talking about?
Markel has a flair for the dramatic.
He does. He should be like a poetry reader, like in a coffee shop or something.
So I don't know what the girl Markel is talking about. Jason is going to be Jason.
I mean, I guess following up on that, I mean, he has waited patiently in the shadows of a lot of really, really good players, and now it's kind of his turn to take that leading role. How have you seen him grow into that over the past month?
Yeah, I think that is something that the powers that be, the experts, meaning you guys and me,
Pundits.
the pundits, if you will, that's something that you say when someone, okay, now they're a senior. But Jason hasn't been waiting. He's been pretty much a key part of what we've been doing for the last couple of years now, and he's had a lot of responsibility, played significant minutes, and had to be a leader prior to this year. So, it's great. Okay, you lose Chris Austin, Julian, and now all of a sudden Jason's saying, he's growing into that role. Well, I don't know that we're gonna. Markel has a flair for the dramatic, and so Jason's going to be Jason. Obviously he is spending a lot of time. I figured just with so many younger guys, there's a lot more teaching and helping on his part as well as on our part with the younger guys, and he's embraced that. But I don't think you're going to see anything. At least at the offensive end, you're not going to see much different than the defensive end. I hope he'll be better.
What about just talking about the offensive end? I mean, his percentage kind of dropped off a little bit last year. Were there any things you guys targeted specifically or was it just about being more confident, getting better shots? Jason's 3-point percentage last year.
Yeah, it definitely did. I think that I don't think we need to reinvent the wheel with him. I think that there was a stretch last year where he was thinking about it because everyone's talking about it, and that's just part of growing up and being tough and understanding who you are and what you are. But I don't think that we didn't go through, and there aren't any necessary points of emphasis on, you should take this shot, not take that shot. He knows where his shots are coming from. He knows when he's going to be open and when he's not.
What's your realistic expectations for this team this year?
What are yours? What do you think?
I think it's going to be a little bit of a struggle to get, you probably won't know what you really have until January or so.
Hope for that, but you might be right. Realistic expectations.
Yeah, I mean,
we want to, this is a recording, improve. We want to get better. We want to be better tomorrow than we are today. And I think that I have said this, and this is how I feel. Because of the conference that we're in, if you step back and start thinking about the big picture, it can be daunting. If you just put your head down and you go in that gym and you work and you try to get better and you learn and you grow, then things will take care of themselves, or they won't. So we just want to keep working and getting better.
These first two games, aside from winning, obviously, are there any specific things that you were looking for or that you would like to try to do before you go off to Maui?
Absolutely, but not. I don't want to answer the question in a different context in which you're asking it. It's our first game of the year. I mean, we're excited. We have a bunch of new faces in there, a whole different feel, a whole different chemistry, a whole different set of things that we're probably going to try to do. And so there isn't a specific, let's do this now, let's go to Maui. We're just excited the year is starting.
Is it important for you guys, though, to set a tone right off the bat in game one to kind of get,
Hopefully. It's important unless we don't, then I'm going to say no. You always want to set a tone. You always want to set a tone. But I think that we have a young group that's just excited to play. Excited to play. Excited to be at the Verizon Center. Excited to be in front of our fans. And I think that's where we are right now.
I'm writing with Jason Clark, if you hadn't guessed that yet. So I just wanted a little bit of clarification on the expectations for Jason. I think you said that you weren't going to really ask for more offensively. You want him to be better at the defensive end. Is that what you said?
Did I say that?
Something like that. I don't know. I want a clarification on what you're looking for from your senior captain.
Just to be Jason. And there's no, if you're asking me, okay, coach, give me the 3 things you want from Jason offensively and the 3 things you want from him defensively. No, I want him to be really good offensively, and I want him to be really good defensively, and I want him to be a great teammate. And I don't mean to simplify it, but that's what I'm expecting from him. He has the understanding at the offensive end. I don't necessarily, it's not a question of, I think a lot of people are thinking, and this is why I prefaced it a few questions ago, you know, he has been a part of what we've been doing already. It's not like it's a new role in that regard, that now all of a sudden Jason never shot before, now he's going to shoot. So that's, you know, what he has to do is help bring along his teammates to the level where we hope that he will perform at both ends.
It's a tough year for him personally last year with his grandmother passing and everything. Do you feel like this year he you know, maybe there's kind of a weight off his shoulder, or you know, is it a little bit different? Now he's had some time to grapple with that.
I don't. Hopefully, last year, unquestionably, was an extremely difficult year for Jason. More than needs to be discussed. And losing his grandma had a tremendous effect on him day to day. Now, I don't think that that's going away. I think he is. I don't like the phrase coming to grips, but understanding how to cope might be a better way to put it. Now, but it's I mean, she's still a key part of his life, and it's something. But last year was very, very difficult off the court. Probably carried over sometimes on the court for him.
You talked about your freshmen. They've had some unique experiences so far already, but do you still imagine that first game of the season they'll have some jitters when they're out there on the floor?
Absolutely. I mean, they've been fortunate that they played 4 games already wearing, you know, for Georgetown University, representing Georgetown University. But, you know, it's nothing that you can't simulate. They're definitely, without a doubt, they're going to have some jitters. Coach is going to have some jitters. And there's no doubt it's an anxious, exciting but anxious time, yes.
Anything else?
He's getting like